Well, good morning, my fellow weebs. Chrono here, and welcome back to the channel. So, other maintenance has passed me. I have another update video for you guys today. If you're new here, as always, my name is Chrono. I primarily cover PSO2. We much appreciate the subscribes. We'll work our way towards that 10K mark. Not sure when we'll hit it, but we'll do the best we can. Either way, let's go ahead and jump into this. So, I just pulled up the actual NGS. You know what? Let me at least give time to roll the intro. So yeah, I pulled up the NGS site and I saw some interesting stuff we're going to go ahead and talk about today. You guys tell what I'm seeing or what I'm talking about? Anyway, in case you're new to these videos and you're like, why would I sit here and listen to this guy read me stuff I can read on my own? You're absolutely correct. Head over to ngs.pso2.com, scroll on down, you can get all the important information right here. Or if you're just catching this video, if you just scroll down in the video description, everything that's important that we're going to talk about or I feel like you guys need to know about will be linked in the video description. I just asked that if you're going to do that, toss a like on the video. It does help a ton. Maybe toss a comment saying thanks for the links or even just, stole them. If you have nothing else to say, algorithm works as well. So either way, let's get started with what we have new today. So as always, start with the update details. If there are any patch notes or any system changes, they are noted down here. Looks like we have a couple. Just the volume of the background music for Crimson Realm, as apparently that will be coming back. And then from the end of scheduled maintenance on the 22nd until the start of scheduled maintenance on the 5th, all urgent quests that occur in the Kavaris region will be changed to urgent quest Planet Crusher Assault. So it's just going to be Planet Crusher Assault. After the Kavaris region, that means what? What's his name? I always forget, it starts with a Z. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. Basically, Discount Luther. Yeah, he's a urgent quest again. Apparently, he's probably not going to run then, since this will be taking over the Kavaris region. Should be interesting to see what happens to the prices of the current 11 stars with people having access to Planet Crusher Assault, where the drop rate is probably going to be a bit better. May update brings back Crimson Realm in the Kavaris sectors. A great time to go ahead and farm these zones out if you haven't already. I honestly feel like it's still going to be beneficial to go ahead and farm deck space for the money and the points. I feel like it's still going to be more useful, but Crimson Realm, I'm sure, has its place. Being able to take down Driveris, which did get nerfed. They did increase the amount of HP he has. That way you can go ahead and get that kill. Well, I guess they increased the time to kill him. Yeah, they increased the time to kill him. Excuse me. My mistake. So not too bad. It was a very short timer. I don't know why they put something like this into like what type of content I want to call this. Yeah, I would say more casual content in general. You're not really putting together teams for this very often, but if you wanted to get a Driveris kill, you needed to. So it's something that hopefully we'll see is a bit more properly balanced for the player base in this type of content. We also have additional limited tasks for the seasonal points exchange, of course, and Ark's record. We also have Planet Crusher Assault, so the long-awaited urgent quest version of our new fight, Falz Dalion, is now available in the urgent quest form. So you guys will be able to go ahead and take on this urgent quest. You'll be able to just enjoy the fight. If you haven't been able to take him down in the 4-man version, you can take him down in the 8-man version for all of us, where you don't have a limited number of deaths and things of that sort. Hopefully, again, the drop rate will be pretty decent for the 11-star, and people will be able to get their hand on those a little bit easier. And of course, you have the SG ticket, the SG scratch ticket, refined form, May 24th. This is actually pretty interesting. I didn't think they were going to make a male version of this. Again, yet to see the Type 1 version of Slick Mechanic return. Maybe one day, we'll have to see. However, we do have the sleeveless trench coat, which is super dope. I actually do like this a lot, so we'll be keeping an eye on this in the SG scratch, so super hype there. The next season of the mission pass is also available. It's Zepheto. That's what that dude's name was. Zepheto. We have a Zepheto mag. We also have this weird little dolls off of our back. That's kind of interesting. And that is it. Oh, God, Maple XO is coming back next week. But that is it for the update information. So let's pop over to this article, because this is a doozy. It's a very short article. But we'll be ending the provision of Argenti series weapons, which are currently available via limited tasks, and replacing them with new weapons during the update on 6.4. Okay, I didn't read that part of this. I didn't want to get ahead of myself, so I usually don't read a whole bunch of the stuff. So okay, I was gonna say, unless they're replacing it with something else, this is maybe good, maybe bad. We can talk about it a little bit, but there's not a whole lot to talk about here. Basically, they're just updating the weapons to something newer. Cool. I mean, realistically speaking, I've always attributed these weapons to being very similar to like the first or the last set of leveling dungeon gear you'd get in WoW as you're leveling a cap, or the very first artifact gear you get in Final Fantasy 14. It's not very good, but it's somewhere to start. That way you're like at least on level for the gear that you have. It looks like they'll be updating this gear as well. So they'll be pushing this up a little bit, which I feel like means that they're going to be updating like the content that we're going to be doing coming up on the 4th. Because if you actually look at our current thing here, everything ends on the 29th, or sorry, yeah, the 29th. So after the 29th, we have nothing else. The 4th is likely going to bring some new content. So we'll have to see. We do have, is it here? I think it's already listed here. Yeah, we have the headline on its way. And the headline usually tells us a little bit about what's going on. So let's see if they have any important information mixed in here. Yeah, here we go. So this update will be sharing information about the version 2 update scheduled for release in June, along with information on collabs. Finally, the answer to your comments and questions. Okay, yeah, so development team stuff, blah, 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 blah. So pretty standard, but we'll see what's coming up in June as we expect to come from these. But it's always good to go ahead and pop into these actual, these descriptions and just get a good idea of what you will be seeing. Broadcast time from the announcement. Okay, yeah, so just making sure this wasn't any different, but yeah. It'll be on, this time we're broadcasting on a Friday at 5 a.m. I just noticed that is not Tuesday. The broadcast date and time have been changed to 31st Friday from the announcement of the previous headline. Hold on, that's Friday. So that's not next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is the 28th. It'll be Friday morning. Interesting. Well, it kind of sucks for me because my schedule just changed into a situation where I'd be able to stream longer after the headline, but I work on Fridays, so that is a major bummer, at least on my part. Oh well, I'm not sure if this is going to be a continued thing or if this is going to be like something new, but headline is on Friday this time around instead of on Tuesday. So, great deals in the AC shop. Let's see if this is actually a great deal. A Gigas Maste. Not really worth it. I mean, realistically speaking, the Glen Gigas Maste is a thing. Rare drop rate plus 200%. I'm not sure if it tells you how long this is. It says plus 200%, and there's 3 of them. I mean, we have tons of 100%, and I mean, RDR is RDR. There's no guarantee that you get anything anyway. So just because you have 300% or 200% or 500% or whatever the event's going on at the time does not mean that you will absolutely get something. You're just more likely to get something. And people have bad luck, so it is what it is. The augment capsule contain, I mean, yeah, it's not an S. So this, yeah, they're saying this is not 100%, which it's not. It's just a regular Gigas Maste. So again, we have Glen Gigas Maste. This is kind of redundant. So this is like a bit of money if you really want to. I personally actually recommend against augmenting Gigas Maste and going from Gigas Maste LC to Glen Gigas Maste if you're going to jump up, because the cost versus the amount benefit you actually get is just not worth it for me personally. If you're going to be augmenting something like that, might as well go ahead and go for the stronger option. But I mean, if you want to go in between, you can. It's just not my recommendation personally. Some known issues it looks like we've got. So known issues under support, find bugs, blah, blah. The music just aren't playing correctly. Exclamation mark may continue to show for this is like the amount of crying I've seen on Twitter over this exclamation mark is absolutely insane to me. It's an exclamation mark. People have been talking about like anxiety of freaking out over it. Like, I mean, I can't speak to that because I don't have anxiety, but it seems like really, really, really overblown. So, I mean, if that's you, man, hopefully it gets fixed soon, but I don't see it as that big of a deal. It's very much a whatever situation. And alliance points might be earned correctly during all ship matchmaking. Interesting. So, I mean, yeah, because alliance stuff doesn't really work during all ship matchmaking. So you're not earning your N alliance points properly. But I mean, there's other ways of earning N alliance points. So that's not really that big of a deal either. Unless there's something new that's coming out that's going to be all ship matchmake that's going to kind of play into that. So we'll have to see. And I think that's about it for articles. So go ahead and let's pop over to in-game and see what else we need to know about. All right, loading on in. Oh, it's Hiro on the load screen this time. Aw, Skulls isn't there anymore. Maybe it'll cycle around. Oh, what happens if I queue? Oh, it opens up the website. Okay. It's view details. I thought it might be something that kind of cycled. So we have the AC support item select scratch. Ooh, yeah, that's going to be a spicy one. People have very divisive opinions about that scratch. I'm of the opinion that it really just it doesn't matter thing, honestly. Wow, we got the female outfit, the female code. So we are gonna be using it because we do want it for our type 2 chrono. So it is pretty dope. Let's go ahead and get rid of this out of the way. And the exclamation point's already not there. I guess that was them saying it was been fixed, maybe. I don't know. But take a look at campaign items. We've got quite a few. Apology for Alliance Points bug. They gave us 50 star gems. Apology for unreleased urgent quest bug. So funny enough, the other week, the urgent quest that was supposed to come out this week showed up the other week for a little while and you couldn't run it. So like it was just up there and you click on it and you get an error. So I guess they gave us a little apology for that. Pre-announced urgent quest schedule apology. I don't know about this one. Maybe I missed that. That's okay. My official creator stuff from April. Cool. Premium user stuff. Awesome. It is premium PSO2 day. And then, of course, the stuff for the Halfa Super Origins gift, because that is continuing. We actually didn't check that out, so we might want to pull that up here in just a moment. But let's take a look at the scratch ticket. So we have the support scratch. Now, let's just make sure. Okay, it's exactly what was expected. Cool. So this is great. Looks like it's a naughty, and they are 5% as we expected, with 3% potency floor. So these are a pretty sizable upgrade. For those who don't know, the XDs I believe are 4%. So I believe my armor has one. Yes, 4% with 3% potency floor, which is interesting because that means that the potency floor isn't increasing, but the potency is. I'm not sure if this was the case for the previous one. So yeah, this is, oh no, these are the spees. The spees are 3%. Okay. When I go to the depth, it's going to be 4%. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so this is something I mentioned previously for those who were looking at probably purchasing any of the XD's augments. And I mentioned very, very, very strongly, do not do this. Don't purchase any of the old XD augments. They're going to be completely overwritten by these new augmentations. Anyone selling them for upwards of prices of, you know, tens and 20s of millions are trying to scam you. They're trying to rip you off. Please do not purchase those. These are already better, even at the low, you know, the low tier versions of them, right? So you're looking at the stars, the spees, all of those mixed in here, the parfaits, the dual stat ones, all this stuff. Like the what would we consider the weaker of these is better than the strongest version of the previous variant. So it's 5% and 3%, so it's just as much potency floor and it's just more potency, which is sick. So even if you can't afford to get, you know, the deft, you know, Meltex or any of that stuff, like it's definitely worth at least getting one of the cheap ones, because people are going to pull on this scratch. People will spend money on this scratch. They will pull on this scratch. They will attempt to get what they need and then try to sell off the rest. It's going to overflow the market over the course of the next week. Maybe give it a day or two and then check the market out. You'll see tons of these available and they will not be expensive. As I've always said, if they were going to do this scratch, I'm just glad they're doing it better. They're doing it much better than they did back in PSO2. There's no fluff of like previous augments, but there are more augment choices this time around. So like it's just, you just have a better selection overall for those who want to go with more of a cheap option, maybe more of a defensive option. For those who may not need the potency floor, which is actually really interesting. In some cases, you don't need the potency floor, and you'd rather just take the potency increase and then maybe some stat. It's like maybe you're, you know, you don't need the potency floor. Maybe you're a Slayer main and you'd rather go for, you know, overall potency. Well, you can still get some potency floor, right? But you can trade off that one extra potency floor for like 6 PP, right? So I'd be more careful about that, just because realistically speaking, you're not getting any more damage for the trade-off of potency floor. I would opt to go the potency floor route if you're going for damage overall, because you may opt to not play Slayer, or there may be something that changes in the future that has you re-augment, and these things are expensive as it is. Like I imagine these, just out of curiosity, yeah, these are 7 mil. These are about what I expect them to be. I expect the parfaits to be upwards of like 9 mil basically. So if we took a def parfait, maybe 10. Okay, there's like one, so it's 16. So yeah, this is about what I expect them to be. People will scratch, they will use, they will spend money on it. So just don't get scammed. It's silly to go for anything else other than these at this point. If you have the old ones, it's okay. Use them on old gear. It's totally fine. It's totally valid. And you're not required to jump into these. I know some people get like really upset about, this being stronger and, having to think, oh, well, I have to upgrade my gear. You do want to upgrade your gear eventually, but do it within your own means. Maybe go for the cheaper option. Maybe don't upgrade this time around and upgrade next time around. And Finn really wants to be a part of this video. I'm not sure if you guys can hear him, but yeah, either way, totally cool. I'm like, this is basically exactly what I expected it to be. You don't have to spend money. You can always farm up the money and buy out what you need, which is what I will probably be doing this time around. I think I'll be skipping on actually pulling on this one. And just to make sure, let's take a look at, I believe it is, where is it? Right here? Yeah, this is the one. Just to make sure we didn't miss anything. They were showing off. Oh, the innerwear looks pretty good. Not a bad hairstyle. Teeth shows these really weird earlobes. Some horns, skulls like that. That seems to be about it. Oh, some new, oh cool, some new vital gauges. Looks like the Kavaris friends. Okay, pretty dope. Not too bad, not too shabby at all. I believe that is everything that was important. Oh, let's grab the Super Helpful Festival thing and check and see if anything has changed for this week. Oh, I almost forgot one of the most important things. 20 seconds starts another, what is this, a week? This is actually, wait, is this 2 weeks? This looks like 2 weeks. Am I bugging? Yeah, that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks of item enhancement grade success rate plus 90%, augmentation rate success rate plus 10%. This is amazing. This is huge. So if you were someone who missed this previous boost back on the 30th, this is 2 weeks of grade enhancement success rates and augmentation success rate plus 10%, a 10% boost overall. So if you haven't augmented your gear, now is definitely the time to do so. And I've mentioned before, multiple times, SEGA always does the thing where a new weapon will come out, and then shortly after they bring out the AC scratch that has, the super pay to win augments, as people like to call them, and then they give you boosts. So things happen in a reason. They've happened in an order for a reason. Take advantage of every single bonus you possibly can to save you as much money as possible, because a lot of times these things are bloated overpriced, and then when you're trying to do this off boost, you end up hurting yourself. So go ahead, take advantage of it. Make sure that you're able to go ahead and get your gear taken care of. I think that about covers it. I'm going to go ahead and end here and take care of my cat, because he's decided he really, really wants attention at 4:30 in the morning. Either way, hey, cut it out. Either way, thanks for watching all the way in, guys. If there is anything that I missed, feel free to toss in the comments below. Would love to hear from you guys. I do my best to at least read all the comments, even if I don't answer all of them. We do at the very least, check them out. If you got something, a little bit of a surprise for you guys tomorrow, if you join the stream. If you're watching this video, I say tomorrow, but it's later today. But if you're watching this video and you happen to be around 12 o'clock, maybe a little earlier, we'll see how I'm feeling when I get up. But I got a little bit of a surprise stream that you guys might enjoy, especially if you're new to the game or you have any friends that might be new to the game. Either way, take care, my friends. Peace out.